So think about the building you're in right now. You probably don't see the steel beams or the concrete foundation, right? But you trust them to hold everything up. Well, software security is a lot like that. It's this invisible foundation for the digital world we all live in. And honestly, without it, everything could just come crashing down.
Okay, let's just jump right into that. I want you to really think about it for a second. Your banking app, the software you use for work, even your social media. What is it that actually makes you feel safe hitting submit or typing in your password? It's a feeling, isn't it? But, where does that feeling even come from?
That feeling Alex is talking about, in the world of software engineering, we have a name for it: dependability and security. And look, this isn't just some optional feature, it's a core characteristic of any good piece of software. It's the promise that the system won't fail in a way that costs you money or, worse, causes harm. And it's built to keep malicious users out. That's the technical backbone of trust.
Exactly. From my side of the screen, as a user, I'm not thinking about lines of code or system architecture. I'm thinking about the outcome. Can I trust this app with my personal information? Is it going to work when I really need it to? For users, trust is the only currency that really matters. If we don't trust it, we just won't use it. It's as simple as that. And that trust, it's all built on answering some pretty basic questions we all have. We're worried about our data, about reliability, and definitely about privacy. I mean, take something like the MenCare patient system that was mentioned in the source material, a system for managing mental health patient records. The stakes there are just unbelievably high. A data breach could expose incredibly sensitive patient histories. A system crash could literally compromise patient safety. For the user, security isn't some abstract idea, it's deeply, deeply personal. And that is precisely why, from a developer's perspective, security can never be an afterthought. It's not a feature you just add on at the end like a fresh coat of paint. No, it's a fundamental attribute of quality. It has to be woven into the very fabric of the software from the very first day of planning. Now, what's really fascinating about this is how it frames the two different viewpoints. Alex and users in general are focused on the what, the outcomes. Is my data safe? Does it work? But as developers, we're focused on the how, the principles that actually create those outcomes. We build for dependability and acceptability so that you feel your data is safe and the app is easy to use. And this slide illustrates that point perfectly. Dependability and security aren't off in some special category all by themselves. They're right there alongside other essential attributes like being easy to maintain, efficient with system resources, and of course, being acceptable to users. It's a package deal. You really can't have a truly high-quality product if one of these is missing. Okay, that makes total sense. So, how do developers actually build this trust? Is it something you can just add at the end, kind of like running a spell check right before you send an important email? That's a great question, Alex, and the answer is a huge, definitive no. It's not an add-on, it's a process. In software engineering, there are these 4 fundamental activities, and security has to be a critical consideration in every single one of them, from start to finish. It all starts right here, in what we call the specification phase. This is the blueprint stage. Before we even think about writing a single line of code, we sit down with the customer and we ask, what does secure actually mean for this specific system? What data needs the most protection? Who should have access to what? These security and privacy requirements are defined right at the very beginning. Then we move into development. And here, architectural decisions are absolutely key. A common and very effective strategy for security is using what's called a layered architecture. Think of it like a medieval castle, right? You put your most critical assets, the crown jewels, or in our case, sensitive user data, in the most protected inner layers. That way, an attacker would have to get through multiple walls and gates to even get close. Next up is validation, which is mostly about testing. But there's a really crucial point here, captured perfectly by this famous quote. Testing is like a detective. It's fantastic at finding clues and uncovering problems that are already there, but what it can't do is prove that no other problems are hiding somewhere. That's why security has to be built in from the start, not just tested for at the end. And finally, we get to evolution, or what happens after the software is out in the world. If you look at this chart, you can see that while adding new features and adapting the software take up big slices of the pie, a huge chunk of maintenance effort is just dedicated to full repairs. That means fixing bugs and, very often, patching security vulnerabilities that are discovered in the wild. A secure design from day one dramatically reduces the cost and panic of this phase.
Wow, okay, so if I'm understanding this right, Good security isn't just about preventing hacks. It's like the bridge that connects all of the developers' careful, principled work with the user's need to feel safe and confident. It's what turns a piece of code into a tool that people can actually trust.
You got it! Exactly! And this number right here, this gets to the massive business reason for doing it right from the start. Fixing a security mistake after a product has already been released can cost up to 100 times more than it would have to simply build it correctly in the first place. That's an incredible, almost unbelievable multiplier. So it really is a win-win situation. When security is a priority, we as users get a product we can trust, which keeps us happy and makes us want to keep using it.
Exactly. And for developers like us, it means we get to build successful products, avoid all those stressful, expensive last-minute fixes, and earn a reputation for building quality software. It's a success story for everyone involved.
So the next time you open your favorite app, think about that for a moment. You might love its design or its cool features, but maybe, just maybe, its most important feature is the one you can't see at all. That invisible foundation of security that lets you use it without a second thought.